Okay, so let's talk about qualifying these contact leads. Are they a today buyer? Are they a 2020 buyer? And when I say buyer, it's buyer, seller, investor. Are they are they a transaction this quarter or by the end of the year? Or are they just someone that clicked, right? That's what you want to know. So how do you guys ask? Are you?
Well, I'm asking, but I'm not getting responses. My ask is, are you window shopping, which is okay, or are you interested in buying something in the next 3 months? And I don't have any responses. I got crickets on it.
Okay, so that's how you're asking, but we'll dial in on this. How else is anyone asking? Let's go there first. And Kristen, if you're not chiming in on that, remember what you're going to say. Are you ready? Okay, go for it. How are you asking?
If I found you the home that you're describing to me tomorrow, would you be ready to put in an offer?
Okay, that's great. What else? Anybody else?
In my buyer's transaction, my buyer consultation, I would first explain to them what an A, B, or C buyer is. And I would say, if you were going to be homeless in the next 30 to 45 days, I would consider you an A buyer. If you were, from 30 to 90 days, I would consider you a B buyer. And if your motivation was really low, and in the next 6 months, if you found something that caught your eye and was, what you wanted, you'd be a C buyer. So I kind of let them know what that is, and then I let them pick what they are. And then
okay, so I love that. So let's go back to all of you, Juan, then Kristen, and then Greg. How are you asking them? Is that in a video? Is it right away? Is it an email? Is it a text? We're in the process of how far out, say I'm a lead today, do I get that? So we'll start with you, Juan, and then Kristen, and then Greg. When do I get that from you?
Yeah, right now I make that the ask 2 to 3 steps down in my smart plan. You heard the first intro. As now that I'm doing it, I'm updating with the links. Then I follow up on the link, and then I call on the link. But then after that is, if you're not, it's okay if you're not in the market right now. Let me know, and I can help you whenever you're ready.
Perfect.
But
okay,
again,
what about you? And you're not getting a response.
No.
Okay, Kristen, what about you?
For me, I'd send them a buyer's guide, then call them to see if they received it, if they liked it, and then ask them verbally the questions and where they're at and how I can help them.
Perfect. Greg, what about you? I'm a lead that came in today. When do I get this and how do I get it?
Yeah, so in my smart plan, I don't have a qualifying, portion at all. It's just if I get to the point of doing a buyer's consultation, that's when I go over that. And I think I like your idea of doing a video of explaining to them what it is first, and then asking them which one they are, so that I'm not over contacting them or something.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys an idea. I love all of what you're doing, but what if we started with this? And this is why. If you knew right, it's kind of like triage. If we're all going to the hospital and Greg, you have a headache, Juan's leg is falling off, and Kristen, you have a tummy ache, who needs help first? Juan, right? Now we could probably tell he needed help first because he's bleeding all over the place. Same thing with these folks. We're like triage, right? You don't know where they're at. So what if we just ask them? So what that might sound like is, let's just assume I'm my video right now. You just clicked on my ad, and here's what I'm going to say. Thank you for clicking on my Facebook ad. I meet almost everyone I ever work with in this situation. And you know what? Today, you might just be clicking and dream shopping, and yet you might be looking for a great buy investment, or you might be in the position to buy, sell, invest, relocate, who knows? Just know that I'd love to earn your future business, and here's some great resources below. Time. That's it. And then you ask them, so if I was to find a great property, would you want to know about it? And if so, let's have a conversation. Or could you paint me a picture of what you would want to know about? What would be worth a text or a phone call from you? Ask them. Just a thought. right?
I like
And
it.
if you just set the table, just like Juan, you guys are all setting the table. Like you could be an A, you could be a B. Instead of making them say, I'm a C, you know, say, you know, wherever you're at, I'd love to earn your future business through all kinds of great tools and resources and value I can give you. And I'll send you an email in a few minutes with a few of them. I'd love to hear from you if you're serious about buying or selling, even in 2020. And if not, I hope you enjoyed these resources, and I'd love to earn your future business. If you put yourself out that way, I'm curious if you'll start getting a response. And my only thought is, if you're not asking and you're kind of guessing, you're losing people, right? Because if I wasn't serious and now, oh God, you're all over me, I'm like hiding from you almost because I didn't want that. And yet you want to know who the people are so that you spend time on them, right, Greg? You focus on the 10,
Yeah.
not the 100.
Yep.
And you passively handle the 90, and you aggressively, not aggressively, but proactively handle the 10, right?
Yeah, if you're an A, we need to be talking every day, you know, and I don't want to be talking every day if you're a C, and I just want to know.
Yeah, so what if we just ask from the beginning, just a thought to put out there. And if you were to do that, it could be as simple as that video I just kind of recorded, right? Of, hey, thanks for clicking on my Facebook ad. I meet almost everyone that I ever work with in real estate through vehicles like Facebook, and I'd love to earn your future business. If you're not seriously looking, enjoy these resources below. But if you're looking for, and this could be in your video on YouTube where you hyperlink those resources forever. And let's be honest, once you've built that out, why wouldn't you copy and paste those list of those resources in every email that you deliver, right? So that wherever I'm at, if I would be more interested in the loan savings or what neighborhoods are hot right now, or how to save buco bucks on this mortgage, you know, whatever it is, because we could list quite a few resources and tools that you guys have, right? There you go. And yet you could have the looky-loo plan, the investor plan, you know, the guy that never responds plan. And the neat thing for the investor plan, just to remind you, you guys could go to Keller Inc., KellerINK.com, and download all the resources from MREI, Flip and Hold. They're cool. It's like the 101 biggest mistakes a flipper makes. There's the calendar of a flip. What things need to be done in what order, what things have to be done to make a property financeable. Do you think anyone that's going to potentially invest in the future that might not even be ready till first quarter next year is going to think of you as a great resource, Greg, if you just pepper that over to me slowly with links that you build once, with price reducing neighborhoods that are hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I'm going to play along with. And then the text that you follow with that are, there's a couple real hot properties that are going to be hitting the market this week that'll only be on the market like a day. Do you want to know about them? You know, investor alert, hot buy, you know, anything you want to, just to provoke a conversation, right? Because isn't this the point? You're provoking a conversation. As soon as you get into a conversation where it's both sided, you're going to shut down your smart plan and act like a normal person, right? You're going to act like I met this person at a happy hour, a networking event, open house, wherever, and we started rolling with it. You do somewhat of a needs analysis, and then you take it from there. You're not just going to drip on them forever. You're going to then convert that into a real estate conversation. So that's one thing I recommend that you start doing, is really start with that video so they know where in the world did you come from? Like, how do you know their contact information? Because as soon as the technology is able to do automatic smart plans, meaning that as soon as they come in from Facebook, go right on your smart plan. If you had that set up, how kick butt would that be? Because we know that if you get to a lead within the first few minutes, it's 100 times more likely to interact with you. Because they understand, you know, you started together. It's when it's been 5 hours and then you start trying to interact with them, they're like, where's this guy coming from? Who is he? Like, how did he get my information right? There's a lack of connection. So I think it's smart to have instead of your landing page be some fancy landing page that you built, a video pop up with, hey, thanks for clicking on my Facebook ad. You probably didn't realize I was going to be popping up and saying hi, but I just want you to know I meet most people that I ever end up working in real estate this way, and I'd love to earn your future business. You know, you're either seriously on the market or not, or playing around or looking for a Best Buy, whatever it is, consider me a resource. You know, and if you tell me what you're looking for, I can be better service to you. Whatever that might sound like. I've given you a couple different sound bites of that. But try that, add that in, because I think you guys will get a better response, and think of it as triage that you're going to do this. Now, I want you to know, for those of you that aren't going to do this, you know you're never going to call these people, then you're wasting your time. This is part of your day. So that would be my second question. What does your schedule look like? How frequently are you going back to these leads? What does your day look like? How many leads are you working? And so for next Monday, I want to dive into that, like, what does your routine look like? Now, I want to give you some alternatives. If you're not going to make time for this because you're already busy and you're working the last 4 days with an out-of-state buyer and you haven't even looked at the leads that came in, that's not working for you. So there's companies like Conversion Monster that are worth looking into. You can get an ISA behind you. You could partner with a new agent that's hungry and would love to work your leads. There's a lot of things you can do. But I want to make sure that the routine you have is equal to what it needs to be in order to convert. Truth, right? And so a lot of this can be automated, but I would say, what's your first touch? I think we got to nail this first touch, don't you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Consider
Yeah.
it triage, are the A, B, C, and how would you say that without saying, are you A, B, or C? Because C's
Yeah.
might think they're rejects. Just food for
Right.
thought.
I
In
think
our
the way you
mind, we
did-
can call them A, B, C, right?
Yeah, the way you introduced it at the beginning, that was excellent. I think that would work, at least for me. I think that would work. Just have a casual conversation. Hey, thanks for for clicking on my ad. I'm here to help. Whether you're ready to buy now or later, it's okay. Just let me know, so this way I don't become a bother or a pest. And if you need something real fast, I'm here. I'm ready to go. And
That's
you'll
it. One, you
yeah.
just did your video. And check out these cool resources below, right? Cassie liked it. She gives you a thumbs up. So here's what I'm going to challenge you guys to do. Let's fix what we're doing. Not that you're not doing it right or right. We're learning together. But do you see how this would probably be a better first touch? Okay, so and then next week, what I want to talk about is, what does your schedule really look like to support this? And then what do you do when you go on vacation? What do you do when you're out of state buyer and you ran all day for 2 days and you showed 18 properties and they're going to write and you just ditched everything? What could we do to support each other as a community? And there's plenty of hungry agents that would love the opportunity to maybe do some ISA work for you. That's an option you have. Even if you're newer yourself, when you get in a position where you may not be as on top of things, I'd hate for you to drop the ball. Now, a smart plan puts that automation in place that gives you kind of grace, so that if you don't get back to someone for a while, it's okay. And yet we can discuss more about that, like, how are you leveraging yourself? And there are some really, really great ways to do that. And then there's a lot of wasted money ways of doing that. So I don't want anyone going and spending any money or signing up for anything unless we talk about it, because I've done a lot of research and there's a lot of fluff out there. Conversion Monster is the real deal. And they'll take your leads and they'll convert them. And they'll do the calls, and they do 10 calls right away, and they're service calls. It's not, do you want a house? Do you want to go look at a house? It's not overwhelming. It's very customer service based. It's about $400 or $500 a month for them to work all of your leads. And if you've gotten your lead pile up there to 500, 600, 800, and you're not converting and you're not really giving it the time it needs, that could be a stopgap for you till what's next for you in terms of leverage. Food for thought. Or you could bring an ISA on. That's a new agent that gets paid anytime they convert anything. And there's a lot of hungry talent out there that would love that opportunity. So keep that in mind. I'm already over, but let's not lose sight of this. Let's make this Monday's topic to start with, like our first touch. So next week, Monday, our first touch. For those of you that want to really dive into this, be ready to share your first touch video. Fair?
Yep.
Okay, I already made one because I just kind of ad-libbed it for you guys. But that's how a simple mind's going to be. Casual, easy, valuable resources. And I would tie in all those resources that you like. And you might even say, hey, and if you're just like me and you just love real estate, you're going to love Real Estate 2.0, which I'm sending you access to now. I'd love your feedback on that. I definitely add that in there for that person that just likes to search, because there's a lot of people out there doing that. And those are wonderful people to have in your world, aren't they? Real estate junkies. We could have a whole pile, a whole tribe of them. So let's hear about that next week. If any of you want to reach out and have thoughts on that more, I'm just going to put a note. What's your first touch? And I'll call it triage. A, B, or C, right, Greg?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we want to deliver the highest level of service that they would expect. So we just want to know what.
And you don't want to drive them nuts, though, right?
Yeah.
You know, and that's I think the more transparent you are about that, and the more open, they'll feel it. They'll feel it in your video. Okay, so I'm going to ask.
We want
Go
to see
ahead.
your video. We want to see your video. It will help us create our video.
Nope, I want to see your video because I just did my video for you, Kristen. You're not off the hook that easy, girlfriend.
Yeah. Actually, you are posting this video, right?
I want you guys
This
to be able to
video-
share.
This one is going to be able to be shared because that's basically the outline right there. I'm going to rewind, go there.
Yep.
Oh, Jessica said this. Okay, let me try it now.
Okay, well, I'll post this one on Facebook in just a few minutes, so you guys can remember kind of the talking points of what we had, what we put in the chat as ideas. But just know, if someone lands there to a video that kind of sets it up, what are the chances of them connecting with you? Much higher than if it's very third or fourth touch and say, so are you serious or not? You know, because that might not be taken quite as well. So just food for thought. Okay, we'll see your videos next week. I want at least 2 of you to share. So what's your first touch? It's triage, trying to qualify the lead.
What I have to figure out quickly is how to get that